Howdy YouTube, my name's Ethanra, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. Yeah, I know, I'm on fire, huh? There's just so many things I want to discuss with you all before I forget, because I don't want to forget these topics. I very rarely have moments like these, so it's important that I document them. And of course, it's always interesting to see what any of you think of my thoughts, as well as trying to prove or disprove them. Like, that's the thing. I don't mind if you disagree with me, but give me a reason why. Don't just say, well, I like the fact that Roxas and Ventus are different, so they're not the same person. Or, even though I explain why it is, Xion looks like Sora near the end because she's a clone of Sora, not Roxas. You know, things like that. Don't just say that. Prove why you think that. And even then, I already debunked those reasons, but you get the point I'm trying to make. So, before I get too far into it, let me call upon my memory so we don't just ramble on for another 24 minutes. That's interesting, though. Those other videos just happen to be 24 minutes, almost to the second. So that's interesting, because I don't have any kind of timer. I have no idea how long I'll be talking. But I really should keep up with that, just so I don't go over the limit like I did with my Gambler of Fate video. But, yeah, so let's hop into Union Cross. Any of you want to make a bet on Lux that I'm going to run into the Iron Giant? Just because I mentioned him in the last video. So, of course, after that, he would show up. Anyone? Any takers? Alright. It's Dark Side. I'm actually glad about that, because even if the Iron Giant showed up first, I'm all but certain he would still photobomb my video. But okay. So, oh my goodness. That pet looks so strange. Yeah, so let me go ahead and get back on track here. I can't afford to get distracted because some things I want to bring up are really interesting to me, and I hope you feel the same. I thought that was Dark Side for a second, then run in and see a giant or mega shenanigan. That's almost funny. But okay, come on, focus. So what I wanted to talk about were two things, and that was evolving Keyblades and hearts. Okay, first, evolving Keyblades. It seems to be, thanks to Birth by Sleep, it seems to be one of the two call signs to a Keyblade wielder becoming a master is that their Keyblade evolves and they can transform it. Because apparently that's the thing Sora and Riku can do, they just don't know about it. And Riku is the only one whose Keyblade of the two has actually transformed. And that's another thing, let me go and touch on that real quick. In retrospect, maybe Soul Eater was a Keyblade, but then maybe not. It's like, Riku is such an interesting case, it's really hard to say what is what with him. Like, take for example, the Soul Eater. The Soul Eater, one of the signatures of a Keyblade is when it hits something, it leaves behind stars, usually in the form of whatever the Keyblade's about. Like the Kingdom Keys will be like these red stars, Sora's scheme color being red. The Oblivions will be like dark and purple and stuff, because Oblivion is a darkness-oriented Keyblade. Totally inversed for the Oathkeeper, it'll be white and light and things like that. You see what I'm trying to say here? Or here's a totally random one. I cannot remember to save my life, but you know what? No, I'm not even gonna go there. Otherwise, this video will be longer than it needs to be. Just know, come on, don't lose time, because I already failed enough as this. And this is another thing. I'm also still uploading the videos, so that's gonna slow me down a bit. But like I said, I just have to touch on these before I forget. Anyway, disregard what I said about the Keyblade I was just bringing up. I made my point. When you hit something with a Keyblade, it leaves behind stars, and that's like a little signature of the Keyblade itself. The Soul Eater, in addition to, like I said, doesn't seem to be a Keyblade for various reasons. Another one that I neglected to mention was that when Riku hits anything with it, even when the replica used it, because they had the same weapon essentially, it only left a purple X, which I thought was really cool. But it only left a purple X. There were no little stars, there were no, like, Soul Eater eye emblems or anything like that. It was just a purple X. So that in itself, because even an unevolved Keyblade has the stars. The Earthshakers did. Forgive me for not knowing Aqua and Ventus, but like I said, Terra's my favorite, so obviously I would know more about him. But Aqua and Ventus's unevolved Keyblades still had stars. Like I just said, Terra's Earthshaker, unevolved, well, it's the unevolved version is the Earthshaker. It had no stars. So, you see the point I'm trying to... I didn't want to touch him, but unfortunately we're on a time limit. Oh, crap, I'm already losing it. But yeah, his Earthshaker, goodness. Oh my goodness. Jeez. It is suffering really bad. This is not good, man. I hate the videos recording when that's going on. Actually, no, it's not even really the video's fault. It's because I actually do lag pretty bad when that crap is going on. I mean, look at that. But on the bright side, when I actually get into the fight with them, it becomes more tame. But anyway, the Earthshaker, his unevolved ends of the Earth, even has stars. But the Soul Eater, which you can look at as being the unevolved version of the Way of Dawn, which is a Keyblade, didn't have stars on it. It was just the X. So that's why I said Riku is such an interesting case, because his weapon didn't seem like it was a Keyblade at all, but it turned into one. It's just, Riku's very unique. That's part of the reason why he was essentially chosen by the Keyblade first, and I'm pretty sure that might also have some kind of influence on why the Soul Eater the way it is, because he was chosen by the Keyblade, but he fell, well, he didn't fall to the darkness, but he did succumb to the darkness before he even got it. So that was kind of interesting. And another thing I mentioned about how the Keyblade is supposed to represent the person's soul, essentially. With that in mind, I was thinking, how come when Riku took Sora's Keyblade, it didn't change into something that would suit Riku? And the obvious answer is they didn't think of that. But I actually do have a lore reason why that might be. And that's because if you think back to the Master of Masters from that Kingdom Hearts movie. Forgive me, I completely forgot what it's called. You should know, though. He's in this game. But the Master of Masters, who spawned the infinite meme, Mom, M-O-M, Master of Masters, his Keyblade, the No Name, is obviously be able to be used by multiple people and not change. So it actually does make sense that the Kingdom Key is Sora's Keyblade, but even when Riku took it, it would not transform because it's already like associated with Sora. It's kind of hard to explain, but to me it seems like that's why it didn't change. And if that's not the reason, then like I said, the obvious reason is because they didn't think of it. But now the fact about getting back to evolving Keyblades and transformations is that it actually made me think of Master Ericus, because how funny, how adorable would it be? I mean, I know it's not, but how adorable would it be if young Master Ericus's Keyblade looked like his, modern adult version, but it was a lowercase e instead of a capital E like it is. I thought if they had actually done that, I would have just had to stand up and clap, because that is not only brilliant, it's actually hilarious. But getting back on track here, we never really see, well, we might see it in Kingdom Hearts 3, but I think it's the same Keyblade. I'm not 100% certain. But either way, for right now, let me speak from my perspective then. I have not seen what young Master Ericus's Keyblade looks like, so I have no idea if it looks exactly the same or if it actually is something different. But to further get on that point, we also have never seen him transform his Keyblade. Same for Riku and Sora, but obviously, being a Keyblade master, as well as training Terra, Aqua, and later Ventus, that's 3 at once, which is quite impressive. It would make sense that he obviously knew how to transform his Keyblade, and he did have Keyblade armor, and his Keyblade might have evolved. I honestly don't know. It would make sense if it did. I think that'd be a pretty cool aspect if all Keyblades could potentially evolve into a more mature form. And on that note, I was also thinking about the Kingdom Key and the Ultimate Weapon, and I thought, would it be the evolved version? And my answer to that is no. I don't think it would be, because the Kingdom Key is a staple for Sora. It is his signature. There you are. It is his signature weapon. The Ultimate Weapon is something all Keyblade wielders can apparently use. Terra, Aqua, Ventus, Riku. Just about anyone who has a Keyblade that you will get to play as seems to be able to get the Ultimate Weapon. And in addition to that, the Ultimate Weapon actually changes from game to game. It doesn't look the same. It's not static like the Kingdom Key. So I would say no, the Kingdom Key, or the Ultimate Weapon, is not an evolved form of the Kingdom Key. Now, with that out of the way, it seems like if you can evolve your weapon and more than that, transform it, if you can do both, I guess, then that might make you be a sign of a Keyblade Master. Because again, Terra, Aqua, Ventus could transform their Keyblades before it evolved. But that's simply because Ericus, I'm going to go ahead and do this because that thing showed up. Ericus taught them how to do it. So Ericus himself obviously could do it. Matter of fact, the only The only time we get to mechanically see someone transform their Keyblade is actually the Lingering Wheel. Another thing interesting about the Lingering Wheel is how it is the only, well, geez, is the only character in all of Kingdom Hearts to simultaneously have fought the main protagonist and the main antagonist. Those are the only two fights the Lingering Wheel has under its belt, and I think that's incredibly cool. Like, I like when things like that go together. It's just really interesting. But yeah, getting back on track here. Mechanically, the only thing that's ever done that is the Lingering Wheel. I'm gonna have to bring up a spoiler alert here in a second, but in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, when you fight in the Mirage Arena, which you have to remember, these are data battles. They're not actually them. It's more like saying this is what they were like at their peak. Would be the Armor of the Master and No Heart. And even though the description says, you know, the Keyblade, when referring to the Armor of the Master, or Master Ericus's armor, sorry, I think that's the Japanese name for it. The Japanese name for a lot of things are much cooler than the Americans. Case in point, in Dark Souls 3, the Soul of Cinder, oh, that's just oozing with originality, right? Well, in Japan, it's called the Incarnation of Kings. Is that not a more infinitely more awesome name? I was about to say something else, but trying to keep it PG. Wouldn't that be a more infinitely awesome name than Soul of Cinder, Incarnation of Kings? That is sheer epic. But back to the Armor of the Master. Oh, sorry. Ericus's armor. Master Ericus's armor, what have you. Those are just simulations. Those are just saying this is what he could do at his peak. And even then, he didn't transform his Keyblade. But more importantly, No Heart, being the peak performance of Xehanort before he cast his armor aside, he could apparently transform his Keyblade. He just, again, never did it. And since those are, again, simulation battles, that's why I said the Lingering Wheel is the only one who's mechanically actually done it. But we were talking about evolving Keyblades, and the main thing that made me think is the Kingdom Key finished? Will it ever change? Do all Keyblades evolve, or are some of them completely static? And like I said, oh, hold on. I think, you know, obviously I'm talking kind of too fast, so I'm tripping over my words, and I think I'm like giving myself hiccups. But obviously, like I said, Kingdom Hearts lore, the first one, is that there was no multitude of Keyblades. There was only the Kingdom Key and key chains. It even made that a point that this is a key chain. When you put this on the Kingdom Key, it will transform into etc. So with that being said, in Kingdom Hearts 2, when they introduced, oh, there actually is a multitude of Keyblades, but apparently the whole keychain thing still works, I think, I guess. That makes it just a little bit more confusing. So does that mean all Keyblades, again, can evolve? Because, I mean, if you really think about it, and I legitimately did not think about it until right this second, the Keyblades we're using right now evolve. Really, think about that. These Keyblades we're using right here, I was about to tap, but you know what that would do if I tapped. But the Keyblades we're using right here evolved. So do all Keyblades evolve, or some of them like stuck the way they are forever, a la the Ultima weapon, or things like that? I thought it'd be interesting just to bring that up. And don't you dare photobomb me. But as I was saying, oh, hold on. But yeah, as I was saying, are they all static, or can they all evolve, or some static, or does it depend on the wielder? Is Sora's done? Like, if his Kingdom Key has not evolved yet, which would make sense, he seems to be lagging behind the most. Uh-oh. That means the Omega bosses are here. I did not expect that. I was not paying attention. But what would Sora's Keyblade look like if it's not done evolving? Hopefully nothing Disney related. But that's just something to think about. Because, again, Sora is lagging behind the most. Just about everyone. I mean, literally everyone has better Keyblade skills than him. Roxas can control light better, and by extension, so could Gion. Riku has been proven to be better, even though it's like he can beat everyone in the Kingdom Hearts series except Sora himself. Riku has actually passed the Mark of Mastery, so there's that. Aqua, Ventus, and Terra can. Xehanort absolutely can. I mean, the only one he probably has a one-up on is Axel, but it really would not surprise me, or sorry, Lee. But it really wouldn't surprise me if Lee himself just got his Keyblade, could do better than Sora. It's just so funny how Sora's lagging behind. But I digress. But I said all that to say it would not surprise me if his Keyblade has not finished evolving, if it's not in its final form. So that's one thing. Now, I need to finish up this next topic because I think my whole evolution Keyblade thing took up a majority of the video. The next one is hearts. And that is, I told you, the gospel of Kingdom Hearts is essentially that your heart is your soul. If you literally replace soul or heart with soul every time they say it, you'll see the point I'm trying to make. Like in Kingdom Hearts 1, Destiny Islands, when Kairi was consumed by the darkness, essentially, her heart went in. Uh-oh, I didn't see that. Her heart went into Sora, and that's how she was staying, I don't know, I don't want to say cognizant, because she kind of wasn't. She was aware, I guess. She was aware for the most part of what Sora was doing. And, yeah, and I know those two words are pretty similar, but I'm kind of distracted here, because this is, if there's any boss that is guaranteed going to kill you at least once, it's going to be this thing. But getting back on track here, so Kairi's heart went into Sora. That's essentially how she did not become a Heartless, but because she still lost her heart, or rather, maybe, no, she couldn't have become a Heartless because, oh, I got you, bruh. She couldn't have become a Heartless because her heart went into Sora, right? Oh, man. See, what did I just say? This is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to go ahead and use this because I don't think I used it earlier. But, yeah, this is probably a bad time to try to talk about it, but I'm already elbow deep, so I might as well keep going. But yeah, so because her heart went into Sora, she didn't become a Heartless, but somehow that still generated her nobody of Nominee. I need to use this. So with that being said, fast forward to when, well, actually go backwards to where Ventus's heart was shattered because of what Master Xehanort had done to Ventus then. It nearly destroyed his heart, aka nearly killed him. Man, this thing is brutal. When that happened, oh man, I'm so sorry guys. Like, I had this all planned out in my head and I'm just losing it because of how this thing is just completely thumping my team. Let me backtrack. Okay, so when Master Xehanort essentially created Vanitas, it nearly killed Ventus. When he tried to force them to combine too early is, I think, what actually did it. What really nearly pushed him off the deep end, what nearly killed him, was when he tried to force their union early, because that was the entire point of Vanitas wanting Ventus to be stronger, because I believe they did try to fuse earlier, and that's why that also nearly killed, that's also why that nearly killed Ventus. So I said all that to say, when Sora combined his heart to Ventus, that's like saying their spirits are linked. That in itself is the sole reason why Sora is able to use a Keyblade. Riku, out of the three, Sora, Kairi, and, well, Riku, out of the three, Riku is the only one who's actually legit chosen to be a successor by Terra. Sora can only use the Keyblade. I didn't mean to do that. Sora can only use the Keyblade because of his bond with Ventus. Kairi can use it because she accidentally touched Aqua's Keyblade, and for whatever crazy reason, that, I guess the Keyblade itself chose her. Because, I mean, if you think about it, other people have touched Sora's Keyblade, and that did not automatically make them a Keyblade wielder. So I'm not too sure what's going on there. But yeah, Kairi was not chosen. Hers was just pure happenstance. Sora's even more so because of Ventus. Only Riku was actually chosen. And then, again, going to another case of heart transplants, if you will. By the way, spoiler warning, if you want to play Birth by Sleep or are a Kingdom Hearts fan, but for some reason have not played it, A, you must, and B, spoiler warning, going back to my couple videos ago where I mentioned how Master Xehanort technically won, he actually did. That is arguably the darkest of the Kingdom Hearts games because of everything that happened. How many games do you know where you're not just the protagonist, you are legitimately the good guy, and you lose? And it's not like you yourself lost, your friends lost, because you lost, all the worlds are in jeopardy because you failed. That's what happened in Birth by Sleep. Master Xehanort won because he got Terra's body. He did accomplish that. He did not get the Keyblade, the X-Blade, the Chi-Blade. He didn't get that. But the fallout from that is, as far as I know, because what I'm saying now is before Aqua's whole Kingdom Hearts 0.2 mission or whatever was going on there, Aqua was trapped in the realm of darkness, and she almost gave up hope there. She almost died until until Terra's and Vanitas's power came to save her. There's that. And sorry, I'm getting distracted. But yeah, Aqua was stranded almost forever in the realm of darkness, corridor of darkness, whatever you want to call it. Ventus is in a coma, and Terra probably has the saddest fate of all. He is possessed by Xehanort, and there's almost nothing he can do about it. But the interesting thing about that is, if you have seen the secret video about that, the main reason why Terra was able to put up a fight at all is not because of Terra's own will. That's actually not it. I mean, maybe that contributed, but that's not the main reason. The actual reason is, if you flash back to what I said earlier about how Kairi, Sora kind of did that like hugging motion to catch Kairi, and that put her heart into him, and that's kind of how she survived. If you really think back to when Terra fought and then Xehanort subsequently killed Master Ericus, when Ericus died, there was no heart. Why was that? That's because Master Ericus's heart is inside Terra as well. And if you think back to the moment of the Lingering Wheel fighting Terranort for the first time, Terranort, in addition to doing a nearly word-for-word quote of what he will say years later, I know that's kind of a weird thing to say, but you know what I mean. After the Lingering Wheel made its presence known, he said, "Your body submits, your heart succumbs, so why does your mind resist?" He didn't understand, because according to him, what he thought is Terra's possession should have been absolute. And he's right, it should have been. The reason why it wasn't was because of Master Ericus. And he pretty much says so himself. Because again, in the secret video, he figures out that Ericus is inside him as well. And he's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Ericus, you sly fox. So it's because of Ericus being inside Terra's heart as well is the reason why he was able to resist Xehanort's possession completely. That's the entire reason he was able to fight back, assumingly. Because, I mean, even Xehanort kind of says, it's because of Ericus you have not been completely possessed. But, crap, what was my other point? Oh, yeah, okay, if you need another example, Ericus will not have a Heartless because, again, his heart is in Terra, and by extension in Terra Xehanort. And obviously the reason why the reason why Master Ericus, I'm getting all the names confused. Master Xehanort did not create a Heartless when he possessed Terra is because his heart, the thing that becomes the Heartless, was in Terra. So the darkness could not get to it to turn it into a Heartless. So there's the reason for that. Oh man, I hate we gotta fight this thing again because I will not be able to concentrate at all. I'm already losing my train of thought. But that's why later on, now I actually am saying Terranort's Heartless is Ansem's Seeker of Darkness, because this is after the possession when he willingly gives himself up. And apparently there's rules, like if you allow yourself to be taken by darkness, that changes you somehow, because that's what Terranort did. He allowed himself to be taken by the darkness. He sacrificed his body, which essentially is what created his Heartless and Nobody, while everybody else, it seems like their heart. Because what I'm trying to say is the reason why Terra Xehanort's Heartless was able to, have a sense of individuality is because he sacrificed his body. Everyone else, save, I guess, for Sora, for some reason. There's a reason for that, I just don't remember it. Everyone save for Sora, everyone save for Sora, who gets turned into a Heartless, are a Heartless through and through. They completely lose themselves. They don't retain their individuality like Ansem's Seeker of Darkness did. And apparently the reason behind that is because he chose to sacrifice his body. So that's what I'm talking about. That makes things just a little bit strange in Kingdom Hearts. Like, ever so slightly something is different, and that is what allows whatever to happen to happen. But yeah, so we're just gonna try to kill this thing without being completely thumped. Come on, second chance. Don't let me down. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Sorry I wasn't completely on topic, because, I mean, I was not expecting the Omega bosses. I definitely didn't plan for this. Like, I saw what time it was, but I didn't know, A, that, once again, I didn't know I'd be talking this long. And B, even when I saw what time it was, I did not immediately think, oh, I'm about to get swept up into the Omega Raid bosses. So sorry my video's a little all over the place. Knowing me, I'm probably going to have to come back later to clarify some things again, which I don't mind. I don't mind doing that. But I just wanted to try to explain... Hold on. Sorry. Hiccups. I'm trying to explain why I think the way I think, like my whole Keyblade evolution theory and how your heart is essentially your soul thing, you know, things like that. Oh, and how apparently if the person inside your heart is aware what's going on, more or less, but it's totally up to that person whether they want to possess you or not, or Xehanort is unique in this case because of the Keyblade he uses. Oh wait, what am I doing? Oh wait, did someone revive me? I don't know. I'm just gonna say thanks anyway. I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, I think they did. But yeah, that's kind of... Oh man, I'm already losing my train of thought just because of that. But yeah, I'm definitely going to end the video after this because I cannot concentrate. But, yeah, okay, I remember now. I was saying how Master Xehanort might be unique in that case where because of his Keyblade, he's able to actually possess people. So that could be why, but I don't know. There are some things I just straight up don't know, and then there's some loose ends, and then there's some things that just don't make sense. I love the Kingdom Hearts series. I do. It's arguably one of my favorites, if not my favorite. But... man, oh man, is there like a lot of retcons and just loose ends and things that don't make any sense. But that's enough for now. Thank you all for bearing with me. I'm going to go ahead and end the video now. I'm really hoping the Iron Giant in his shining glory does not photobomb me again, but I won't know until I make the video and the thumbnail is randomly chosen. But here's hoping that's not the case. But thank you all again for tuning in. Hopefully I was as clear as possible this time. And I hope you enjoyed it. See you around.